New College Choir is the oldest choral foundation in Oxford, and in many ways it set the pattern for similar foundations all around this country. The idea of having about 16 choristers and about the same number of clerks singing other parts in the choir seems to have happened here perhaps for the first time. Certainly we have a long tradition that goes back to the 14th century and has continued more or less unbroken until this day, and the choristers are still educated at the college school, and now we have a mixture in the choir of academical clerks who are students in the university and lay clerks who are professional musicians.
The songroom's the kind of place where we learn the music. It's a great place to kind of be in secret, and we can learn the music without worrying about making mistakes, because if we make mistakes, well, that's how we learn. So it's a really important place for all of us because we need to learn the music, obviously, and there's a really supportive environment from everybody.
One of the real joys of working with this group of boys is that they are mutually very supportive of each other. They want each other to succeed.
When I go into the song room, it's a bit more relaxed than when you're in the stalls and evensong, because you rely a bit more on hearing than you do in the stalls. But you still do have to memorise intervals from the music, otherwise you're going to go nowhere by the time you get to the top of the choir.
Is that what you got as well? It is 1, 2.
In the course of my rehearsals in the song room, I do quite a lot of dotting around and trying to join up what they're doing in there with what they'll have learnt in their music theory lessons or in smaller group work that they've been doing. Some boys are just very interested in music and what the nuts and bolts of music are, and they're very quick to put their hands up when I ask, what inversion a particular chord is in, or looking for other sort of signs in the music that tell us something about what's going on.
Why is this edition like this, do you think? It's called Mentorstich, with the bar lines in between. I think that's what it's called, in between the staves. What are they trying to achieve by doing that, Thomas?
What I hope we can do here that possibly sets us apart is a really eclectic and interesting range of music that, because we don't sing long terms as cathedral choirs do, we are able to do a variety of other work. It's quite easily possible to schedule recordings and concert tours, and that stretches the choir and makes it cohere in a way that kind of accelerates its development. And actually those extra things that we do really work very well in that regard, as indeed do the daily services. The fact that we are coming in here every day during university term, apart from Wednesdays, and working on often quite challenging music, but in a way that is routine, and not in the kind of negative sense of that word. It is simply something that we all do all the time, and so we're working with each other and together. Then there's extra things, the recordings and tours just solidify and kind of galvanise that daily work.
Okay, there are lots of people who are not watching, and that's why it's not together, I think. Do that verse again, please. Straight in. 3, 4.
That kind of intensive immersion really enables them to fly as young musicians, but it's also teaching them things about how you work. It's a little bit like being on a sports team, I suppose, but there aren't many sports teams, I think, that are playing a match every single day.
I think my favourite piece of music that I've ever sung by myself is Ich folge dir gleichfalls by Bach in the St. John's Passion in New York. I think when I sung it, I really connected with the music and knew what it meant, and I think that really changes the atmosphere when you're singing it and makes a big difference.
The sound that I'm after from New College Choir is one that is made up of individual voices that all cohere and hang together. They have a sense that they have to deliver the goods, and they are quite capable of doing that. They walk in here with a piece of music that a week ago they didn't know, give an authoritative performance as part of a team. Right from the start, they're having lessons from Bronwyn, and she is inculcating the basics of a really good vocal technique.
Let go. Let go. Sink down. just like that. Yeah, here we go. Beautiful. Last one. Really fabulous voice, ever so good.
It only adds value, as it were, to the choral performances of the choir, that people are capable of sustaining their individual line, not just in terms of getting the notes right, but in singing with real character, with their own character imprinted upon the music that they're performing. I think that's really important, and maybe that gives us something distinctive. The older boys keep an eye on the younger ones, make sure they're on the right page, making the markings that I'm asking them to mark. The younger ones obviously learn a lot from that.
I think the best thing about the choir is that you get to meet new people and make new friends.
When I first started the choir, it felt kind of weird because I really didn't think my voice was that good. And then when I came into audition, I didn't really didn't think I'd get in, and then I did.
I felt excited when I started choir, and my favourite thing about choir is chorister prep.
When I started choir, I was quite nervous. I was also pressurised because I thought it was going to be really hard and the timetables sounded really difficult. But when I started, it was really fun and I got to enjoy the choir so much.
My favourite part of choir is playing bouncy with our chorister tutors.
When you're playing bouncy, you have to hit it with the palm or the fingers of your hands. You can hit it on the floor, but you can't sort of grab it and throw it. And you have to make it bounce.
Yeah, but if you hit it and it's unplayable, so it's too low, too high or too hard, then and no one can get it, then you're out. But if you hit it and someone swipes for it and they miss, double swipes or just miss it completely, they're out.
When I first started choir, I guess I felt quite nervous because it's the start of your own story, a clean sheet really. And my favourite part about choir has to be singing the music that I've grown to love, and yeah, it's a really good experience.
When I started choir, I was a little bit terrified, but at the same time I was excited because you're starting on a kind of journey for life really. And my favourite bit about choir is kind of the relationship between all the choristers. That's in the music and outside the music as well, because we all need to be able to kind of get on and know each other really well for it all to work.
It's a tremendous opportunity for a young singer to come to New College and be part of a choral foundation that sings every day. It's amazing to see how fertile these kind of young minds are at picking things up and being able to kind of pick up a ball and run with it so that they make their own progress, really.
The thing I really enjoy about theory is writing rhythms, because you can kind of be as creative as you want.
When you do your exams, it's like you don't have to waste time thinking about what the answer is, you just know because you did theory.
I think theory will make me a better musician.
Very intelligent people, choristers and clerks, up for being challenged, keen actually to have new ideas introduced to them musically. And that's the way I want to work. I want each singer, and I mean every singer, even an 8-year-old chorister, to be building some kind of relationship with the music that he's singing, to be thinking imaginatively about it, about the text and about what's going on in the music.
It's really something special being in the choir because you're performing to the public and it's really quite special, especially singing in New College Chapel, which I think is one of the best places I've ever been.
It's different to anything else you're going to do in life.
It's great being a chorister because as well as doing even songs and things, you have some tours which are really, really exciting because you get to go to places that you might have never thought of going to before.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sing at such a high standard.
If you're a boy who was thinking about being a chorister and then thought, oh no, this is too much practice, then it really isn't. Well, of course it is, but once you get past it, it feels really fun, and like they say, fun goes past quickly.
There are lots of things which
we enjoy like
Tours.
Yes.
Cake.